Hello! Today we're going to create our very own planet in MakeArt. It's really cool, and it won't take too many steps to get something that looks amazing. So let's kick things off. It's a pretty big white screen at the moment and space is pretty dark, so let's use the background command and set it to black. It's a good place to start. Now, space doesn't really look like this. It needs hundreds and thousands and millions of stars. Might be a bit too much for the computer to handle, so we'll just draw 300, which should look pretty good. So there's a command built into the computer called a loop, and it will basically let us do the same thing over and over again. So I'm just going to type this in here, and you can see nothing's happening on the screen. Let's close it all off by saying 1. So I've asked the computer to draw one circle, size of 1, 300 times. But there's not much on the screen at the moment, is there? That's because they're all being drawn in the exact same place in the middle where you see the crosshairs. But we can change that if we put an extra space in, and we can program the computer to move to a particular location. Now, we want it to look quite random, so let's use the random function. So I'm going to say random anywhere between 0 and 500, which is the width of the screen here, so it goes from left to right, and then put a comma in, and we're going to type the exact same thing out again, so 0, 500. And just like that, you can see all the hundreds of stars being drawn in the background. It's exactly what we wanted. Now, in the deep depths of space, we need to draw our planet. First of all, we need to move to the center of the screen, so we'll say move to 250, 250, which is exactly in the center over here. Let's now choose a colour for our planet. I think I want my planet to be blue, lots of water, so we'll type in colour, and I'm going to use dark blue. And then I'm going to draw a circle, and I'm going to make it about 100. And there's our planet formed in the sky already. I want my planet to have some rings though, so I'm going to use an ellipse, which will create kind of like a squashed circle that will go around like this. So I'll type in ellipse, and I'm going to set it to about double the size of the planet, so 200 by 50. Oh, not exactly what we wanted, but let's make some changes. So it looks like it's using the same colour that came from the planet originally, which is not what we wanted. So let's try and add a stroke onto it, which is kind of like a thick border on this. So we'll say stroke 20 yellow. Okay, that's the colour I wanted, but obviously we don't want the blue to be there. So let's add another piece back above here and use a special colour, which is called null. And null basically means nothing. And you can see now that it's filled it with transparent colour. That's looking how I wanted it to look, but this doesn't look great, does it? Having the rings go over the planet. They're not meant to do that. They're meant to go around the back of the planet. So we can probably correct that as well. What I'm probably going to do is might cheat a little bit and put a circle over the top. So the way I'm going to do that is with an arc. So we say arc, and we'll set it to 100, which is the size. And then I'm going to type 2 and 1 in, which will give me a semicircle. Oh, my planet's looking a little bit bizarre. Maybe we should correct that. So it looks like the stroke is still there from before. We can switch that off. Okay, that's done. But it also looks like it's using the null color we chose before. So let's change the color back to blue. And hey presto, we have a planet. So as you can see, it's really easy to do. And once you follow just these 18 lines of code, you'll be able to go in and you can change the settings if you want. We could go for something really funky. Or we could even try changing the background to something cool. Let's try green. Oh my goodness. So why don't you have a go creating your very own planet today in just 18 lines of code? Have fun!